God is the Big Bang. He spoke everything into existence. Evidence is everywhere. The divine design. I'm going to go to a story about NASA real quick. Houston, we have a problem. So about Apollo 13. So it's April 13th, 1970, more than 2 days since Mission Commander Jim Lovell and 2 other astronauts blasted out of the Earth's atmosphere on Apollo 13. They are now flying through space at more than 2,000 miles an hour, eagerly anticipating a walk that only a few men had taken, a walk on the surface of the moon. Everything is going planned on their magnificently designed spacecraft. In Lovell's own words, he and his crew are fat, dumb, and happy, but all that is about to change. At 55 hours and 54 minutes into the mission, shortly after completing a TV broadcast back on Earth, Lovell's putting wires away when he hears a loud bang. He initially thinks it's just pilot Jack Swigert playing a joke by secretly making noise valves, but when he sees the concerned expression on Swiggert's face, an expression that reveals it's not my fault, Lovell quickly realizes that this is no joke. The dialogue between astronaut Lovell and Swiggert's Fred Haise and Charlie Duke being on the ground in Houston goes like this. Swigert, Houston, we had a problem here. Duke, this is Houston, say again. Lovell, Houston, we have had a problem. We've had a main B bus undervolt. Duke, Roger, main B undervolt. Haise, okay, right now, Houston, the voltage is looking good. We had a pretty large bang associated with the caution and warning there. And as I recall, main B was the one that had an amp spike on it once before. Duke, Roger, Fred, Haise, that jolt must have rocketed the sensor and oxygen quarantine too. It was going down to about 20 to 60%. Now it's full scale high. At this point, the astronauts are not entirely sure what is happening. Oxygen tank sensors appears to be erratic, and they are showing the tanks have a little as 20% to impossible over 100%. Meanwhile, despite Haise' initial observations of the voltage, it's looking good. Multiple master cautions warning on the ship's electrical systems are telling the opposite story. Within a few minutes, the dire nature of the problem becomes apparent. Apollo 13 doesn't have just a sensor problem, it has an actual problem. Their spacecraft, now nearly 200,000 nautical miles from Earth and heading away from home, is quickly losing oxygen and power. 2 of the 3 fuel cells are dead, and the third one is depleting rapidly. Haise notifies Houston about the power situation. Haise AC2 is showing zip. We got a main bus under the vault now. It's reading about 25.5. Main B is reading zip right now. Lovell, the report of the oxygen problem. Lovell, in another dialogue, Lovell, our CO2 quantities number 2 tank is reading 0. Did you get that? Houston, 02 quantities number 2 is 0. And then, as Lovell looks out a hatch, he sees what appears to be a gas venting into space from the side of the spacecraft. Lovell, and it looks to me, looking out of the hatch, that we are venting something. Houston, Roger, Lovell, we are venting something out into space. Houston, Roger, we copy, you're venting. Lovell, it's a gas of some sort. That's a gas is later confirmed to be oxygen. Although the crew doesn't know this yet, oxygen tank 2 has just exploded and damaged oxygen tank 1 in the process. Lovell can't see the damage, just the venting gas.